Roger Leandri from Toulouse. I wonder if you can, what you can tell us about single cell difference before compaction regarding DNA methylation or transcriptomic data. In other words, can you confirm every cells are equivalent before compaction or not?
I think that's a problem of our previous work. So we analyze, if we analyze our gene expression, then we can't see the methylation. And if we analyze the DNA methylation, we can't see the transcription. So we cannot directly see the connection between them. So now after we have this new method, we can analyze simultaneously the transcriptome, the genome, and the epigenome. And now we have a chance to really, from the same embryo, we analyze every individual cell, their transcriptome, genome, and epigenome together. And then we have a better chance to see if, for example, 8 cell states or 4 cell states, the heterogeneity, for example, of the methylation, if it have any connection to the gene expression or not.
But more simply, for a single analysis, transcriptomic or methylation, is there a difference between the 4 cells of a 4-cell embryo, for example?
Yeah, I think there's some difference, because for these 4-cell stage embryo, we still see some different cell expression between different blastomeres in same embryo. Yeah, but the problem is now we don't know the connection with, for example, the DNA methylation or the aneuploidy situation. So now we are trying to redo all the experiment. For the same embryo, every blastomere, we analyze these 3 things together. And now we should have better chance to see if there is any heterogeneity and what's the connection between these 3 layers.
I was strongly impressed by the staining for 5-hydroxymethylation. Do you think that in your cells it's just an intermediate, because it's only less than 5% of the methylation marks? Is it an intermediate, or is it another mark with some 5-hydroxymethylation readers that could drive some other epigenetic change in these early embryos?
I think now still people don't know if the hydroxymethylation is only purely intermediate or have some its own independent function. As you said, because now there's quite some debate. Someone claims they find some these hydroxymethylation specific reader proteins, but other people cannot verify, or there's something controversial. I think probably in the future we really need to find these very specific readers or things, and then we can using some loss function or gain function to see how they are really regulated. But for the hydroxymethylation, at least seems now it's mainly in, for example, in these oocytes or the neurons or the embryonic stem cells. They are very abundant. For most of other somatic tissues, usually the abundance is something like less than 1%. So probably in these somatic cells, for majority of the locus, they are too rare, so probably they are just intermediate. But for these very special case, for example, in the oocytes or the embryonic stem cells or the neurons, they can count 20% or sometimes even 40%. So probably maybe they have some functional relevance, especially for neuron, because neurons, they don't divide. So these hydroxymethylation can maintain very long, maybe years or even 20, 30 years. So probably their situation, I guess, is more likely to have some independent function different from the intermediate.
Thank you for your presentation. Can I first comment on your question? Because we have stained for methylation and hydroxymethylation, and in the human embryo it appears not to be an intermediate step. It appears to be a new epigenetic mark, but I'm not going to show it because it's not published. So that's the comment. And then my question, do we know now at what time the global remethylation occurs? I mean, it's around implantation. Do we really know exactly? Because what is your post-implantation embryo? What is that timing?
The post-implantation embryo we used is about 5 weeks.
Okay.
So we still don't know. We guess based on the mouse work, it should be just during implantation, it is immediately remethylated.
Yeah.
But we cannot access so early embryos after implantation. So now what we get is a little later.
We have stained day 7 human embryos and there is no remethylation at all.
Nice.
But that could be due to the in vitro culture.
Yeah, it's possible.
Thank you.